Howdy! That's right, this is a brand new Mercedes-Benz GLK 350. And here comes Nathan for another fun TFL car mashup. Today we've got crossovers that are $53,000. What'd you bring to the party, Nathan?
I brought a 2013 Infiniti FX37. It's like a four-wheel drive, all-wheel drive Z car. It's fast, it's badass, it's very white.
What's this?
Oh, look at that. Got a little Lexus action going on here. What's up, Andre?
Hey, Andre. Coming up next on the Fast Lane car crossovers that cost $53,000 mashed up right now. At just under $53,000, the Lexus RX 350 represents Japanese luxury at its best. Over here, well, we have the Cosmopolitan Cruiser. It's basically a tall station wagon. It's the Mercedes GLK 350, and at just over $53,000, it's a bargain when it comes to technology. And Nathan, what do you have?
Oh, at just over $53,000, actually $53,700, but if you throw out the floor mats, it'd probably be closer to $53,000, is the Infiniti FX37. And this thing is fast and it grips like hell. 21-inch wheels. In 2013, there aren't that many changes with the FX37. It's basically the same vehicle as before, which means it's muscular and kind of sexy, and it has these ridiculously huge graphite covered painted wheels. 21 inches, 21! But really, that's about it. The rest of it's the same as last year.
Now, the Mercedes-Benz is an interesting mixture of boxy design and curvy lines. It basically has a strong resemblance to Mercedes' military off-road vehicle, the G-Wagon, except that this doesn't have enough ground clearance to be a serious off-road vehicle. The Lexus, on the other hand, well, that has a new corporate spindle grille. Otherwise, it's unchanged from the model that we've already tested.
Now, all these vehicles have something in common. They're all V6 based. This one has a 6-speed automatic transmission and it can tow up to 3,500 pounds. But it's the weakling of the bunch, 270 horsepower.
All right, Nathan, the Lexus has the least amount of horsepower, 270 and 248 pound-feet of torque. So on paper, it should be the slowest, 0 to 60.
Let's find out.
All right, go for it. Good takeoff. Remember, we are at a mile above sea level. And here comes 60 right now. Yeah, that's pretty much what I thought. Under 10.
9.49, 9.5 seconds. That's not too bad. Two guys in the car. It's a heavy car, high altitude.
Yeah, for a soccer mom car. Your wife or mom's gonna be flying around the neighborhood in this beast. Out of all three cars, the Lexus is probably the most expensive looking interior. Lexus has been nailing it out of the ballparks with interiors, and this one is no exception. Everywhere you touch, you have soft touch materials, double stitched leather, wood on the steering wheel. I mean, it feels like you're in a much more expensive car than just $53,000. Now, there's no doubt the Lexus has the most utility. It has a full 80 cubic feet of room with the seats folded down. Now, the Mercedes feels like it's bigger, but in fact, it's the smallest of the three. There's only 54 cubic feet of space with the seats folded down because, well, it's got this kind of stubby trunk. And the Infiniti,
a grand total of 62 cubic feet when the seats are folded. Thing is, the reason you have that much space with such a stubby trunk is because it's wide. The roof is really low, it's next to useless, and yes, I fit if you shut this, but no, it's not that comfortable.
so it may look like a tall station wagon, but in fact it has a lot of technology. 302 horsepower, tows 3,500 pounds, has paddle shifters because the engine is mated to a 7-speed automatic transmission. All right, this is the Goldilocks of the three cars. The Infiniti, well, that's a little way too sporty for kind of everyday family use. And the Lexus, well, that is just way too luxurious, too soft. And this one, the Mercedes, it's just right. The steering feels very linear. I can tell what the wheels are doing. The brakes are really improved. Nice brake feel. I'm not sure how much fade there is because obviously we're not hustling this around a track, but it has a very solid, very acceptable, very fun to drive feel. The Mercedes may be the smallest, but I think it has the most technology. It has an eco mode where the engine turns off at a stoplight. It has lane keep departure where if you go over a lane line, it'll actually correct for you. It has a feature where if you fall asleep, it'll try to wake you up. It's amazing how much stuff this has in terms of technology. Except there's this goofy stock right here, which is a gear selector lever, which is something like out of 1970. How the heck did they manage that?
I know Roman thinks that the Mercedes-Benz is the fun one. This is the fun one. The problem is that after you've had your fun, you're going to lose your molars because they're going to be shaken apart by the ride. The ride is dreadful. And I hate to say that because I love sports cars, but there's no compliance here.
Inside the Mercedes, the odd mixture of old and new continues. For instance, $53,000, no push button. And what is up with this radio that has the phone buttons? Does anybody actually use these to make a phone call? Apparently in the world of Mercedes they do. I do love these huge vents. They are way cool. Of course, I wish they were more Bentley-like and that they were made out of stainless steel and not plastic. Everything is very useful, very real, but at the same time, not the most elegant of designs.
Roman, 302 horsepower, 272 pound-feet of torque.
And all the German horsepower I can muster, Nathan. Here we go.
Schnell!
Okay, that's pretty schnell. It's got a good off-the-line snap. Here comes 50, and come on, there's 60. Oh yeah, just as we figured.
Yeah, not bad at all. Folks, this car is lighter than the Lexus, and
8.87 is also faster than the Lexus.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. 8.8 seconds. Two heavy guys, high altitude.
Real world testing.
Real world testing, folks. You heard it here.
Great feature about the Mercedes is it's got this great dual sunroof, which lets people in the back seat enjoy the sunlight. How's the room back there, Nathan?
You know what? It's not too bad for a little car. It's actually a lot more inviting and more comfortable than that Infiniti I was in.
19, 20, 21.
Yeah.
I don't think he's had his morning borscht yet, Nathan.
Jeez. Well, what I think he said was 19, 20, and 21, and that's their wheel sizes.
And that's kind of funny because it's also how off-road worthy they are. This, having the smallest wheels, is...
Well, that definitely is the most off-road worthy. Larger sidewalls, too.
And you're...
useless off-road. Useless off-road.
This, basically a tall wagon. Nathan, I'm so happy I'm behind the camera because you look really miserable back there.
It is a little tight. Headroom's not too horrible, but you hit your head when you're trying to get in and out of the vehicle, which I've already done twice. I'm sitting behind myself. I'm a little over 6 feet. Well, I'm about 6'1". Here's the thing. I can't get my knees any further out. Not a whole lot of leg room. Fortunately, there is a little bit of space for them, but big feet to go underneath. That's a tight back. For 2013, there aren't that many changes on the inside either. I can tell you this, they'd prefer sport over luxury in terms of the overall image. Now that's all fine and dandy until you look at the cup holder, which is the most useless thing ever put in a vehicle. It absolutely spills deliberately anything you put in it. Fortunately, the area where you sit, the seats themselves, very comfortable. Unfortunately, if you sit in the back seat, yeah, good luck. As a family car, I cannot endorse this Infiniti. I'm sorry. There are better vehicles that Nissan builds, quite frankly. This is a sports touring wagonish type thing, an Avant, or whatever you want to call it. And around the corners, yes, it's tight. Good steering feel, really good, probably the best in class. You're looking at the heavyweight of the bunch when it comes to power. 325 horsepower. And it's mated to a 7-speed automatic transmission, a proper automatic transmission from Nissan. Oh, I love it. Fast vehicle.
Yeah, but how much does it tow, Nathan?
2,000 pounds.
Can you repeat that?
2,000 pounds.
I thought so. All right, Nathan, this is the race car of the bunch. 325 horsepower, 267 pound-feet of torque. It should be the fastest. Let's find out.
It better be.
Go for it, dude.
Here we go, guys.
Good launch. Come on, that's 7,000 RPM. Here comes 60. Oh, it kind of slowed up there.
It did, didn't it? Kind of fell off a cliff.
Yeah,
Wow.
but it is the fastest, but by a whisker. Nathan?
8.50, so it's almost exactly a second slower than the Lexus, but it's not that much faster than the Mercedes. Wow, I thought it would be faster.
Maybe those giant tires just have too much rolling resistance.
Yeah, folks, when you guys want to put huge rollers on your car and go 22 dubs, guess what? You are going to lose speed because that's more physical rotational mass.
And they're big and heavy too.
That too.
All right, guys, now we're in the Lexus and I feel like I'm sitting in a gentleman's parlor.
It is comfy.
Andre, how does it drive?
Хорошо.
Pretty good.
And how's the steering?
Нормально.
Okay.
I think he said normal. Whatever that means.
It's okay and normal is like the same thing, dude.
And how are the brakes?
Хорошо.
Pretty good. Yes and no's work better with Andre.
All right, Andre, do you enjoy driving this car?
Да.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, this is by far the most luxurious car. While the Mercedes is, I think, spot on in terms of driving dynamics, this car is the kind of car you'd want to take on a long trip. Maybe if your back was hurt, right, Nathan?
Yeah, these seats are fantastic. This has the best ride of the bunch.
All right, gang, on the TFL scale of buy it, lease it, rent it, or forget it, I'm going to give the Lexus a buy it. There's a reason it's the most popular car in the segment, and that's because it offers a lot of value, even though you don't get all the electronics that you would in the Mercedes. And for that reason, I'm going to give this a provisional lease to buy. It's got a lot of features, there's a lot of safety, and there's a great reputation for a car that's solidly built. I think just a little bit more upgrading and you'd have a buy it. How about you, Nathan? What do you give the Infiniti?
Believe it or not, I'm gonna give this baby a rent it. I know, I like power, I like performance, I like good handling, and it has all those, but it has a crap ride and it has a really difficult time saying to me, hey, $53,000, it's worth it, especially with these giant, ridiculous looking rims.
All right, so rent that one or buy it and put different wheels on it. As always, this is Roman.
And Nathan.
And behind the camera, Andre the mechanic says,
До свидания, друзья.
see you next time, and remember,
every day we upload new videos, subscribe.
so see you next time, ciao. You know, Nathan, I've come up with a new TFL scale. You know how we used to do buy it, lease it, rent it, or forget it?
We used to? All
Yeah,
right.
yeah, now we're doing it by the size of the owner's manual. Here's a Mercedes-Benz owner's manual. This thing says, you should know the car.
That's a good point. Here's the Infiniti, which is a lot thicker, and it says, we're gonna tell you what you should know about the car.
And here's a Lexus, which can be used as an offensive weapon. It probably weighs, I don't know, 5 pounds?
Yeah, it's about 5 pounds. Seriously, it's like a phone book. Whew, boy, is Lexus trying to tell you something.
What are they trying to tell you, Nathan?
You guys are idiots, and we're gonna tell you all about our car.